What's going on in Canada, people? Speaking to the Charter on Rights and Freedom that guarantees you the rights in this thing, except in as much as can be reasonably, demonstrably curtailed whenever we say so. Locked in your house? That's okay. Whisked off to a government-designated quarantine facility? That's called kidnapping and federal detention. That's okay. Take a jab or lose your job? That's okay. Oh, I'm not going to read through this entire thing. Never forget no amnesty, says Jacob Castro. This is Mary Ng. I'm not trying to be funny with her last name. I think it's a Vietnamese last name. MP, Member of Parliament, Député Markham. She's a député de Markham. Markham is in Ontario. Trade and EC developer. So trade and the Economic Development Minister. Ministre des Actions de Commerce et du Développement Économique. Diversity, whatever. Okay, this is what Mary Ng puts out today, by the way. The rats are jumping ship now that it's going down in flames. I'm not reading the whole thing because it will make you flipping puke, and not in any good way. This is Mary Ng's financial statement. She's gonna they when they resign, they have to tout all of their successes. It's been 9 years of Justin Trudeau's reign of terror in Canada. Nothing is better than it was before. Nothing, except the communism. She writes, Mary Ng, Member of Parliament. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Markham. It's been a pleasure. After careful reflection, I spoke with the Prime Minister and informed that I will not seek re-election. This is what you call a meltdown, people. My story, like many of ours, began elsewhere, in Hong Kong. I guess she's Hong Kong, not Vietnamese. Where my family dreamed of a better life. That dream brought us to Canada. By the way, just bear in mind while you're reading this, I don't know if she's infiltrated by the Chinese Communist Party. I know the Liberal Party is. We just don't know which members of the parliament, and it includes the Conservatives as well, which might be why they're so doggedly insistent on getting to the bottom of it. Spoiler alert, they're not. I don't know if this woman's actual compromised political tool. All right, she's good. She's born abroad. When I go through Markham today, I see the same spirit in every corner, neighborhoods, yada, yada, yada. Over the years, I've worked diligently to deliver tangible results to our writing. Yeah, higher food costs, miserable lives, indebtedness, 1 in 5 children in Canada living in poverty or food insecurity. Oh, you've delivered. You've delivered death and destruction. Mary, congratulations. Okay. While working hard for remains my high priority, I've also been able to make a difference as Canada's longest-serving Minister of International Trade. In this role, I dedicated myself to helping Canadian businesses thrive at home and abroad. My first priority has been safeguarding our access to the world's largest economic partnerships through CUSMA. What does CUSMA stand for? I forget what that stands for. Our free trade agreement with Canada, the United States, and Mexico. There you go. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, how do we go to the second page here? I mean, look at this. Who the hell is going to read this? I read it, by the way. It's verbal diarrhea. It's just like, look at this here. It's so, there's so much words. I can't even enhance it big enough. Okay, now more than ever, as we navigate the trade headwinds from the U.S. tariffs, Canada must chart its course for the future. We have everything it takes to succeed. World-class work, blah, 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 blah. Verbal diarrhea. That's why building up our Canadian companies is essential. Okay, to fully seize these opportunities, we need every Canadian's talent to thrive. Okay, so maybe stop scaring Canadians out of the country through taxation and tyrannical rule, censorship and whatnot. During my time as Minister of Small Businesses, I destroyed small businesses. I don't know when she was, whatever. I led transformative initiatives like the Women's Entrepreneurship Strategy and Black Entrepreneurship Strategy. These programs removed barriers to successes and created opportunities for underrepresented entrepreneurs to start and steal. All right, the accomplishments, the focal initiatives, yada, yada, yada. Before concluding, I must address a critical challenge facing our democracy, one that transcends partisan lines. Listen to this. The unchecked spread of disinformation and unwarranted attacks on the character of our leaders in today's digital age has created an environment that increasingly deters qualified individuals from entering public life. I know. That's how we ended up with Justin Trudeau and you and Jagmeet Singh and Chrystia Freeland and Mark Carney. That's how you ended up with the biggest jackasses, corrupt pieces of shit in Canadian history. Congratulations, Mary Ng. You didn't make the point you thought you were making. And it's not misinformation or disinformation. What happens is the political persecution of ideological advocacy. What happens is what happened to Maxime Bernier. Bullshit hit pieces. What happens is state-funded propaganda waging war on anyone who is of good, sound spirit to enter politics. But it gets worse. This weakens our democracy and deprives Canadians of the leadership talent they deserve. So we got to censor it. We must work together to combat disinformation, protect individual reputations from baseless attacks, and encourage talented Canadians to step forward in service of our country. My faith in Canada's future remains unshakable. Though I won't seek re-election, I remain committed to building this future because Canada is a place where anything is possible. Yeah, including communism. I want to thank the voters of Markham Thornhill for electing me 3 times to serve as their MP, to the Liberal electorate, yada, 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 yada. Thank you for letting me serve. So good riddance to bad rubbish. By the way, that's one hell of a Nice self-congratulatory puff piece. Mary Ing. It's funny. I remember her from ethics violations as the one that she was involved in. It's like if you've lived through it, you know what scumbag, lying pieces of garbage these people are. You would think that this woman, the way she described herself, that she was Mother Teresa. Although I've since been told that Mother Teresa wasn't actually, might not have been historically the person that we all are told that she was, but knowing that you can't believe anything anymore, I don't know what to believe, except that which I know because I lived through. Trade Minister Mary Ing broke ethics law when close friend given 2 contracts, ethics commissioner. What were we just talking about earlier today of close friends, like married spouses getting multi-million dollar contracts from the campaigns of the spouse. And oh, is that unethical? Oh shit, I didn't know. You got to go for training, Mary. You should know better next time. There's simply no excuse for contracting with friends' company, Ethics Commissioner Mario Dion said in a statement. National Post, 2022. International Trade Ministry, Mary Ing. International Trade Minister, sorry. Yeah, she didn't know. It's my first day. Apologized after the ethics commissioner found she broke the law when she, quote, participated, end quote, in her office's awarding of 2 contracts to a company run by her, quote, close friend, end quote, and former Liberal staffer Amanda Alvaro. Ms. Ing twice failed to recognize a potential conflict of interest involving a friend, an oversight of her obligations under the Conflict of Interest Act. Ethics Commissioner Mario Dion said on Tuesday. We don't need to get into it. Another crooked and compromised, quote, liberal politician jumping ship like the rat that she is and the rat that they all are. Yeah, that's what's going on in Canada. So yeah, she wrote that whole beautiful thing. Oh, I loved representing Anthem. Well, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to give contracts to friends of mine. I'm sure that oops, my bad. I'm sorry. Oh, what's that? I broke the law. The what's it called? The ethics code there. Oh geez, what was the name of the law? That ethics law. I broke the law, but there's no sanctions. Mario Dion sentenced her to retraining. Justin Trudeau broke that law twice. Was accused of breaking it 3 times. Yeah, these are the people of character who are saying that there's baseless attacks on them. Oh my goodness. We wouldn't know of the corruption if the misinformation was just censored by the state-funded media that these corrupt criminals fund.